Now we're going to talk about the corporate world, and we're going to try and find out the end goal of business according to our mythology. So when I was growing up, my grandmother told me, "Karm karo, phal ki ichha mat karo," which basically means work, but don't really look and be fixated on the fruits of your labor. Now she said that the Shastras said this. This was written down in our scriptures and we must follow it. But my question is, what is your opinion on this quote? Can we actually really implement it in the corporate world today? Because we're looking basically at the profits, at the calculated profits, and then we're working. So we're really working backwards. How exactly should we look at it now?
See, the Western model begins with a vision statement.
Right.
And it says that, you should have an objective first.
Right.
So it's called objective-based management. You have an objective and you work towards it.
Right.
So basically it is telling the farmer, decide how much fruit you want,
right,
and then decide about sowing the seed. What seed you need and how much land you need. So it always begins with the output in mind.
Absolutely.
But any farmer will tell you, no matter how many seeds you put, how you sow it, it doesn't matter. The rains will decide. There may be drought, there may be flood. You can't control the outcome. What you can control is which seed I select, where do I plow, how do I plant, how do I prepare the ecosystem. But after that, you have to wait for the rains to do the magic. So you are not in control. You are 50% in control.
Right.
And that's life and business. There are many things you can plan. And at the end of the day, you have to take the seed, plant it properly and wait for things to happen.
Right.
This agrarian economy, this approach to life
right,
is what has led to this philosophy.
Right.
That phal ki chinta mat karo. So Indian philosophy, I've articulated it in the form of what I call business sutra. Sutra is an aphorism, a simple one-liner. It will help you remember things. And the word which I say is, as is belief, so is behavior, so is business. Jaisa vishwas, vaisa vyavhar, vaisa vyapar. So if you believe that you have to control the end outcome, so you are beginning with the outcome. So you think of target, then you will think of talent, then you will think of tasks. So first you think of target, then first you think of target, then you think of tasks, then you think of talent. So पहले मेरे को ये चाहिए, this is what I want, this is how I will do it, and this is who will do it. Indian thought will say, wait, don't go like that. See, who are you? What do you want? So what is your beliefs? What are your assumptions? That is shaping your life. Or do you believe that the business exists for yourself to satisfy your hunger? Or does the business exist to satisfy other people's hunger? If it is about satisfying your hunger, you will function very differently. If it is about functioning other people's hunger and therefore feeding yourself by feeding others, you will approach life very differently. And therefore, the way you will make your behavior, your plans, your execution models will be very, very different. If you are working for the benefit of the other, you will never be obsessed with the result, because the result is the transformation of the other. You're not saying, I will achieve so much profit, because the whole process is to create people, create leaders who will deliver. So the leader is focusing on creating new leaders, not on achieving the target. It's a very different model. The other model is, I want to achieve the target, therefore I need people, which is, this my hunger matters. I want this target, so I need people, versus your hunger matters. So I will enable you to become a great person, and something will happen out of it. And we all know that if you have 10 leaders in your team who are fantastic, you will make more profit than you can imagine, but you don't know how much. You don't know how much. You can't quantify that. So it's about how you approach your business. And that is, as is belief, so is behavior, so is business. What do you believe is whose hunger matters?
Right.
Mine or yours? The customers, the vendors, the partners, societies? That is the key question that I think the Hindu model offers the world. We don't ask this question in the world. It is about the shareholders' hunger, which has led to climate change. In the last 50 years, we have destroyed the ecosystem because shareholders were hungry. We never said, wait a minute, what about planet's hunger? What about people's hunger? You are making me rich at the cost of the ecosystem. It doesn't work like that. And nobody thought of the ecosystem. Who is taking responsibility for climate change? Is capitalism, industrialization, the whole system which said objective-based management. You didn't think consequence. You were so interested in the objective of profit that you did not pay attention to the consequence of climate change.
So actually, let's look at it like this. Sustainability would be another question. And sustainability, you think, is an integral part of our thought, our whole understanding of mythology, and the way we understand business is more sustainable than the current Western thought?
Because you believe that sustainability matters. Why is this word coming up? Because originally you didn't believe in sustainability.
Right.
You just believed in profit.
Production.
And one day you realize production, profit, everything's happening. And oh, it's not sustainable.
Right.
Did you not think of it before?
Right.
You know, in the old days, if you had to give a lamp in a temple, the priest would say, okay, for every lamp, you have to give me a dozen cows and 2 dozen goats. And you say, why? He says, because the lamp to be lit needs ghee. Where is the ghee going to come from? You need to give me cows to sustain the lamp to be lit for the rest of eternity.
Right.
Now, who is going to take care of the cows? I need a cow herd. And who is going to feed the cow herd? So, you give me 2 dozen of goats, which will be his salary. So, his salary is 2 dozen goats से जो भी मिलता है वो तेरा, गाय से जो मिलता है वो मंदिर में आएगा, so that a lamp will be lit. So, a single lamp in a temple meant he thought sustainability and employment of another.
And also they thought about the consequences
Everything.
as well.
So, it is not, objective is not to light the lamp. The objective is to sustain the lamp and therefore create employment for a whole bunch of ecosystems. So, cows get involved, sheep get involved, and it's all happening for a lamp.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. Wow.
That is how you sustain with thinking the long term. Lamp, 10 years later, who is going to pay for the lamp? Who is going to take care of the lamp?
Right.
Who has a stake in the lamp? The cowherd has a stake in that.
Right.
Because जो lamp दिया वो चाक के चला गया. Priest will die. Then the lamp का क्या होगा? The cowherd will always say, but you know, I have got goats and I have got a cow. You take care and light the lamp.
Oh, wow. I really like the way the back calculation really happened here. You know, so the way we look at business now is looking at it completely in the opposite way.
Yes.
And we really need to back calculate and understand the actual cost of a small thing such as a lamp, which we never thought had any consequence in the real big world.
And that's the tragedy. You see, the Western has eclipsed our thinking.
Right.
And today, until they rediscover the errors in their way, we are doomed. I think knowledge is always incomplete and every culture has something to offer. It's not that we are better than others.
Of course.
We have some knowledge. Do you have some knowledge? Let's share the knowledge.
Right.
You know, but we have to learn that.
Also, some of the Eurocentric education that we possibly got in the last 200 to 300 years really changed the way we thought, and we forgot thinking about sustainability,
Absolutely.
I guess, because it seems to be a part of our culture.
Yeah. Without nature, there cannot be culture.
Right.
Simple.
Right. Wow. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful, wonderful insight. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.